Hello, everybody. My name is Zyra. Welcome to week one. I don't know how we're still in week one. I thought like 2 weeks at least have passed by. Today we have the Spectres versus the Astros. My name is Zyrek. Like I said before, but nobody could hear, I am joined by the one and only Kip Taro. How you doing today, Kip?
I'm doing good. It wouldn't be a QRLS stream without Scraps having audio issues, but that's kind of the average at this point. But I am excited to see these two teams, Astro versus Spectres, teams with some early exits in the preseason tournament. Haven't seen them play since then. I believe they have the same rosters as that preseason tournament, so it'll be interesting to see if they've been maybe practicing building that chemistry together, or if they haven't played with each other at all, then maybe they'll look like that. So always interesting seeing how the first week rolls out while teams kind of figure out their rosters. But it should be a good
Yeah.
matchup either way. Do you have any team that you think will take this one?
Well, I've played with every single player on our screens right now. I've played with the entirety of Spectres. I've played with Astros. They're all really good players. It's kind of difficult for me to say which team I think is going to win, but I'm going to, you know what? This might be a bit of a long shot, but I think the Spectres are going to take it. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it might actually, I think it might be a 2-1 for the Spectres. Who knows?
It's definitely a respectable guess. It looks like we do have Daniel, Lights Out, and Mel coming from the side of Spectres. That's a solid roster there. I think that's who they kind of rocked the preseason tournament. Astro as well. I think we're still waiting, figuring out who's going to be on that side. But I know in the preseason tournament, they were definitely subbing out people, subbing in others, not afraid to change their rosters. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep that going now that it's still the regular season. Um, but I think with G and Flix as a captain, that's always going to be a solid roster with the potential to pop off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Flix has always been known for scouting out some pretty good talent. I mean, they went, and I'll probably be told otherwise by our amazing producer Scraps. But I'm pretty sure the Astros went decently far last season in not only the playoffs, but just how well they performed in general. They had such a solid roster that no matter what lineup they had, they were able to perform pretty well. Spectre's kind of the same thing. Dragoni has always been able to find decent talent where he found Mel, Daniel, who's also a rookie. So I'm actually excited to see how the rookie goes and how he plays. And then Lights Out. Lights Out a phenomenally well-rounded player. I mean, this is this I feel like this was also a big contender for match of the week. I feel like if it wasn't Rangers versus Mustangs, I feel like this probably could have been a strong pick.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing Mel, kind of the highest rated person on the Spectres at a 245. See how he kind of matches up against Flix, who's the highest rated on that team. It looks like we are going to see the rookie for the Astros in as well for the first game, Yubo. So we'll see a couple rookies here in Yubo and Daniel. Daniel's definitely a good sleeper player. If he's on his day, he can definitely show up and show out and be like a huge asset to the Spectres. So he's going to be kind of the wild card, I think, of this matchup and dictate how this series goes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. I feel like this is going to be a pretty big back and forth series where it's going to be very focused on offense and, the occasional defense, but when you play enough offense, who needs defense, right, Kip?
Absolutely. I like to save stuff, but I think these guys are going to be some offensive heavy powerhouses here. So it'll be interesting to see if we see some banger goals or if we're going to see some absolutely mediocre counterattacks off some failed attempts and teams overcommitting. But sometimes it comes down to being able to punish the other team's mistakes and just making less mistakes of your own.
Yeah, absolutely. As we started off, Mel's going to take a really good controlled air dribble. Gets the flick, past flicks. Daniel does get sent flying over it. Lights Out is going to 50 it. Zeusi's going to keep it into the corner. A little bit of a double commit. It does pinch out wide, but it's going to be right onto the car of GN Flicks. And already we are starting off very, very fast. This is very fast paced.
Yeah, definitely teams kind of somewhat feeling each other out, but also definitely not afraid to empty the tank on the boost. But we get a little double whiff there, maybe overreading each other as Astro is going to center it, but it's cleared away by Lights Out. But Astro coming off with some pressure here. They're keeping it up. Zusi coming with some bumps. This Astro team, well, they definitely have a higher rated player. There's nobody that's like really a slouch on their team. You know, there's nobody that's you're gonna think be afraid to leave alone for too long or anything like that. Every one of these guys can score the ball, save the ball. Flix is taking it up into the air, but he's running out of boost, and that's kind of gonna fizzle out the attack.
Daniel's going to take it off the sidewall. Going to put a pass out to Lights Out. Blix is going to be right there. Zeus is going to clear it out towards the Spectres half. As Mel just trying to take some time, slow the play down. You know, make sure everybody's able to get as much boost as they can for any type of attack. I think Zusi accidentally bumping Mel into the boost, and a potential goal is going to come out, but it's going to be saved by Flix. Mel's going to put it back in the center. Demo's going to come out from Mel as well. Very aggressive off of the start. This, I mean, still 0-0 game, but 3 minutes remaining as this is, like I said, this is getting very, very fast-paced and very, very aggressive off the bat.
Yeah, Flix seems to be kind of almost everywhere for Astro. He's playing well so far. We'll see if he's able to get a goal out of it here. Not quite, but I mean, with Flix playing well, you gotta assume Astro's definitely not looking bad. I mean, all you need is this something from Yubo or Zusi, and they'll find themselves a goal here. But I mean, Spectres coming up with the pressure now is Lights Out with a shot saved away by Flix as they're going to come to counterattack, but it's just kept backing, getting centered for the side of Spectres. But Flix able to relieve some pressure, but immediately gets demoed for it.
As Lights Out is going to look for the redirect, but isn't able to get just under the ball enough. As Flix does miss it, and Mel's going to get the shot on, and it's going to go in. Mel gets it right past both Flix, Zusi, sorry, who's the third person? And Yubo, my apologies. And Mel's just going to tuck that one home and take it 1-0 for the Spectres with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, you saw Yubo go for a bit of a second man challenge there. Didn't really make good connection, but Zusi almost with a good connection on the double tap. Doesn't quite get this as Daniel's going for the aerial. You know, and for a 185, it's always good to see your guys at that rating be able to go into the air, make some threatening offensive plays. We'll see if he's able to make some defensive plays here, but doesn't really need to quite yet as Astro missed. But a triple commit coming out of the side of Spectres isn't going to get punished as Flix puts it crossbar, Yubo puts it crossbar, and Zusi puts it wide. Just some shots, some good looks for Astro, but nothing on target that they really need to respond to. I mean, Spectres, you saw there, were kind of just flopping over and almost triple committing for half their plays, but they're not going to get punished for it yet. Nobody able to put it on net.
Yeah, Lights Out is going to take a little bit of a 50 onto Yubo. Yubo's going to get the demo onto Daniel, and it's going to be a little bit threatening right now. Double commit's going to come out, but Daniel's going to beat both of them. Daniel was looking for the sidewall read, but isn't able to get enough boost there. Lights Out's going to take control. Is going to be met on the wall by Zusi and Yubo. And Mel's just going to go ahead and clear it out right into the Astros corner as Daniel, with an unfortunate whiff, isn't able to gain any type of control on the ball. Lights Out's going to be backwards, putting it out towards the middle. Mel gets the shot on, but Yubo is just going to be right there to clear it out to the side, right into Daniel's car. Daniel keeping it in the corner, getting bumped a little bit. And right now, I mean, they seem to have enough control to where they're not worried But at the same time, I can definitely notice some moments of panicking when it comes to the side of the Astros, especially right now when they're getting faked on the goal line. And 10 seconds are remaining left in this first match. And Mel's just going to look to kill as much time as possible. Flicks and Flicks are going to, yeah, they're going to 50 it. They're going to let the ball drop down. And Spectres take game one only by one goal.
Yeah, definitely expecting a bit more offense from the teams here, but overall started very, very passively, it seemed like. You see Mel with the only goal of the game, but I mean, looking at it, he played pretty safe, pretty passive defensively. He only had the one shot. It went in for him, but Astro only with 4 shots of their own, and some of those were just off the crossbar anyway, so not a ton needed from the side of Spectres. Maybe just a bit of a feel out game for these teams as maybe they're just trying to figure out gameplay, see what's coming next, but very passive, not as offensively heavy as one might have thought from these two teams.
No, not at all. I mean, one thing I really wanted to see a lot more of was the mechanical capability of Daniel. I know him for, being able to play pretty aggressive and having some pretty good mechanics. As I believe one of the players' power has gone out. I think that was I think that was Zusi. So right now we're looking to see what's gonna go on here. A little bit of a, I say unforeseen circumstances because you cannot predict your power going out. That is one thing for sure. Yes, as
At
it looks like they
least.
are going to get Kiev inside.
Yeah. Teams do have their 4th man, which is always good to have on standby as Astra is gonna be able to use that now. Always good to have that instead of potentially getting disqualified, but, it is ironic. One guy gets his power out while one guy's name on the other team is called Lights Out. But we'll see if Astro, with the sub in for Kiev, will be able to take this game, perhaps get a bit more offense going. GN Flicks on the side of Astro had 4 saves by himself last game. So definitely sitting it back a bit more when he's kind of your guy you think of when you think of offensive mechanical plays. So it'll be interesting if he's able to get himself forward a bit, maybe find himself boots with some plays and able to get those shots on.
Yeah, for sure. I would absolutely love to see a lot from Lights Out. I mean, Lights Out has been known for being, or not Lights Out, Flicks, GN Flicks has been known for being very, very mechanical. And I had a discussion about it before, but apparently the name actually comes from Fortnite. So that was a shocker of a story to hear from me, knowing that Flicks used to play Fortnite. But Mel's going to get a good touch off the backboard as they're just going to control it into the corner. Lights Out's going to look to put it out towards the mid. Flicks has 0 boost, a really awkward position and not one you want to be in. Because Daniel's going to 50 not only his teammate, but actually the rest of Astros. Mel in a very dangerous position. Yuba's just going to clear it off to the side for Flicks. But it's actually going to be met by Daniel. Daniel's going to have a shot, but it's going to be thwarted wide by the Astros defense. And a good save coming out from Lights Out on a very powerful bang from GN Flicks.
Yeah, pretty even game so far. Nothing too eventful, just like last game. Starting out very slow, 0-0, still about 2 minutes into this game too. I mean, that's a good center, but nothing quite on the side of Astro. Astro losing the first game are going to be wanting to get this game to at least get some points on the board for this week. They want to start off week 1 with a 0. Never a good hole to start in. Always able to come back, but I mean, it's just not a place you want to start from. As Flicks is going to take this across, just challenged, but gets demoed. We're seeing a bit of offense, but nothing too much as Kiev coming in, but nothing too different between this game, even with the sub.
Yeah, has. Flix is going to look to pass it off to himself. Isn't able to reach it just in time. Yubo's going to take it solo. It's going to get 50'd out from Lights Out. A little bit of bumping coming, a little bit of team bumps coming out from the side of Spectres, as Mel's going to have a great opportunity for a double tap. Isn't able to get it in. Can they get the shot? They cannot. Lights Out, an unfortunate miss. Yubo gets a really good flick past Daniel. Can anybody capitalize? It's going to be Daniel looking to take this ball solo, but Kiev's going to say no thank you and get the demo onto Daniel.
Yeah, some aggressive plays, some demos, not leading to anything quite yet, but you got to imagine demos will lead to some more volatile gameplay as less players on the field, a bit more space, a bit more time on the balls. And Flix with time on the ball. He's going up in the air, but he runs out of boost. Just ends up with a 50. As Mel's going to take this. Goes for the flip reset. Gets it past one, but Yubo there to save it. And now just again, counterattack from the counterattack. Astro going on with it. Gets it over Daniel, but Mel clears it out. And they're just back and forth gameplay here. Not a lot of sustained pressure. As Yubo does a good job dodging that demo and then getting the clear out.
Yeah, absolutely. As Kiev ends up getting bumped all the way onto the ceiling, Daniel's going to look for the sidewall, isn't able to connect. Mel's just going to look to play it into the corner and hope that the rest of his team can capitalize off it. A awkward pinch coming out from Flix that actually ends up putting the ball directly in front of the Spectres net. But it's going to get cleared out. Kiev's going to bang it back. Mel's going to look to take a controlled touch. I believe got the second touch backwards to Daniel.
Very interesting as Flix is going to take that, but Mel there again, staying on the defensive side, able to clear it out. You definitely have your two offensive powerhouses in Mel and Flix as your higher rated guys, but so far this series, they've been opting to stay more defensive, more back, as no goals yet in this game one. We got about 10 seconds until overtime. Spectres with possession, but quickly dunked by Kev. Seed. Astro with a bit of pressure here. Can they get something before we hit overtime? It's not going to look like it as this ball bounces down, and that'll send us into OT.
I mean, this has been just a very solid game, back and forth with shot after shot from both sides, as Daniel's going to look to put it out towards the mid, but Flix is going to say, no thank you, I don't want that shot on my net at all. Flix gets the touch out to the mid. Dunks. Daniel isn't able to get this shot on, but can the rest of the Astros follow up on it? No, it goes into the corner. Lights Out is just going to get the clear, as Flix is just going to put it off to the sidewall, pass it to himself. Is he able to get the read? Daniel does mistouch, so maybe this can be the opportunity the Astros were looking for.
Yeah, Spectres getting some offensive pressure, getting some relief out of their side. Daniel with a good demo. Buys Mel some time, but Mel doesn't have any boost. He's just going to bang it away. Spectres very low on boost at the moment. We'll see if Astro can punish him for it. And you know what? Kiev, for subbing in the middle of, a random moment, is doing pretty well, Takes the game to overtime. Bit closer than game one. Might be able to score here off the crossbar from Kiev, though. The Spectres now on the counterattack, and you see Flix already just sitting in his net back, but doesn't get the save. Daniel's going to pop it over him, and they're going to take game two as well.
This is what I wanted to see out of Daniel. The fake reset into just popping it directly over the defense. That is exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, we'll end up taking a look at the scoreboard in a second. It was, not only was it offensive masterclass with, I believe that's 7 shots from Astros, but a pretty good defensive masterclass coming out from the Spectres. So I'd be really shocked to see how this game 3 goes, as I believe Zusi does have power restored back to the house, so Zusi's going to be coming back in for this final game. I mean, what more can we expect, honestly? I mean, this has been going very well, as it wasn't internet, it wasn't power that went out. The dog had unplugged Zeusy's router. So that is, I think, a first here, folks. I know that's a first for me, at least. I don't know about you, Kip. I think you've been with QRLS longer than I have. Have you ever seen the dog unplug the router?
You know, I've seen a lot of stupid stories, a lot of stupid people. I don't think I've seen the dog unplug the router excuse before. I think Zuzi was just scared. Maybe he needed a mental reset. Maybe he had his dog unplug the router for him. Either way, Zusi's back. They'll be looking to take a game at least. Game 3, they're down 0-2 in the series, but we play all 3 here as this is the regular season. Every game matters. They're still looking to get some points. Hopefully steal a game and at least have something to look away from for this week 1 series. But we got this roster back. I don't think Kiev did anything bad, you know. It'll be
No, I
interesting
mean,
to see how Zusi falls back into the mix with him, though.
Kiev played very well, especially for being, let me see the rating. For being rated where Kiev is a 125. Kiev fit really well on a roster that's on a lineup that's filled with mainly like 180s. And I say that Daniel's gonna hit the post. Zeusy's gonna end up clearing it out. Yubo's gonna get the control touch. Ends up just clearing it out right into Mel. Zeusy's gonna get a touch backwards. Flix is gonna end up taking boost and ball with that. What can Flix do? I mean, that's a question for the ages. Flix can do practically whatever with that ball.
Flix, I mean, he's got the mechanics. Everybody knows it. But so far this series, he's been opting to sit back. And last game might have been sitting back too far, as that kind of gave a lot of space for Spectres to just take their time and end up getting that overtime goal. And you know, this has been a close series, but it's been a very low scoring series. Astro on the verge of getting perfect swept technically, as they haven't found a goal yet. Spectres have only found 2, but I mean, all you need is 1 goal to win a game, technically. So I mean, Astro, if you're looking on that side, you want to get that goal at least for the week 1. You don't want to end week 1 scoreless.
Yeah, Zeusy's going to have a really good save off the crossbar. A good double attempt coming out from Lights Out. Flix is going to have a shot on net. Isn't able to get it on target. Zeusy's going to end up 50ing Lights Out. Daniel's just going to look to take some time as Lights Out is just sitting on that boost. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't do the same, as Mel is currently getting dribbled by Flix on the attempt to get boost, and it is just... I don't even know what's going on over there. I mean, this might result in a goal if Flix isn't able to get a good touch on it. And fakes the ball! Lights fakes the entire Astros defense. That is phenomenal. Yubo bumped Flix out of the way. Oh,
that is hilarious.
That is tragic.
A little bit of a mistouch, trying to clear it, just goes to his wall, ends up on Lights Out. Lights Out just goes for the fake. It's Flix to jump, gets Yubo to jump, and Yubo jumps into Flix. And I mean, well, they got their goal for game 3, averaging 1 goal a game so far. We'll see if this game ends as all the others, as 1-0 Spectres, or if we got some more action coming for us.
You could always say it can go 1-0, and like you said, you only need 1 goal to win a game, but right now it is not looking like they want that. They just want that 1 goal. They want more, as Flix is going to put a nice shot on net. Looks for the bump onto Mel. Zeusy's going to end up taking the boost. An awkward 50 coming out from Mel. Daniel's going to clear it out. Zeusy's going to play it off to the side where Flix is just waiting for that ball. Bit of an awkward touch as Mel just is going to clear it back to the corner. Minute 45 left. Can the Astros get one and potentially take it to overtime, or are Spectres going to 3-0 sweep them?
Yeah, I mean, we saw overtime in game 2, so they had a little momentum coming for him. You almost thought they'd be able to pull something for game 3, maybe figure it out, at least get one game. But lights out. It's gonna counter Zeusi's shot, get the save, but he's gonna get demoed himself as Astro's putting on some pressure here, looking to get their first goal of the series still as Flix finally finds it and ties up game 3. No perfect sweep, and we got a close game here. Both teams scoring, a minute 10 on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this is what the Astros wanted. This is what the Astros needed to do from the get-go. I mean, they're just applying as much pressure as they can, and it worked. I mean, that is exactly how Flix got the goal. A great save out from Zusi, a pass out to the mid from Daniel. Ken Flix almost having that redirect as Yibo's going to put that shot on, and
Oh,
it's going to go in! And it's
oh,
not! It's saved on the goal line by Daniel! As Lights Out is just gonna take it down the entire side. Flicks in the air. This is where he's most deadly. Gets the reset, but Mel's gonna meet him in the air and gets the 50. Long clear coming out from Zusi. Is anything gonna happen off it? I don't think so. Flicks is gonna put it back mid. Is anyone there? Nobody's there. As Zusi's gonna put it back, Daniel's just gonna take control of it and pass it off right to Lights Out, and it's just gonna go right in. 2-1 for the Spectres. I mean, they are just playing really good right now. The entirety of Astros, their rotations are off, and so they are capitalizing on whenever they see that third person, whenever they see that third man up way too far, they're just gonna long bomb a shot, and it's gonna go in.
yeah, I mean, you called it out there. You were just creeping a bit too far forward. Probably didn't think they had the shot. As Spectres are just going to play this slow. Can they get something? 3 on the clock, but no, it's just going to be lights out, putting away another one for the side of Spectres. And I mean, Spectres here are going to get this 3-0 sweep. There's 3 seconds left in game 3. I mean, this game, Astro, they got their goal. They definitely had a couple opportunities, but it just seemed like nobody was there to quite finish off the job. But still, not a bad showing. Very defensive, very, I mean, grindy. I mean, you're only letting one goal up a game. Maybe just get the offense, and hey, you're right there. But definitely a good series, close series for sure. It'll be interesting to see how these teams go about in week 2.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the score line. Lights Out with an amazing hat trick to take game 3. I mean, that is just phenomenal. I mean, Lights Out has 4 shots, 3 goals, 3 saves. Lights Out is just putting in the work right now. I mean, I was wrong on my prediction. I did say 3-1, but this is still a good turnout for the Spectres.
Yeah, I mean, you see the scoreboard of the last game. You got Mel, your highest rated player, at the bottom of the leaderboard. I mean, when you got stats looking like that, great supporting cast. I mean, what can you do there? Not much else to complain about. Not much to improve. Very clean game 3 from the side of Spectres. They didn't let up the pressure, ended up scoring to take the lead, and then scoring again to seal it away. But very good showing. Better showing, in my opinion, than their kind of week 1 of the preseason tournament. So good to see the improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. As right now, I believe we are trying to get somebody in for an interview. We're trying to let Lights Out know that we want him for the interview. Um, don't believe Lights Out did leave the call. He did end up leaving the match. So we are trying to get him into a call so we can bring him into the booth with us. In the meantime, I mean, Lights Out has to feel pretty amazing after that 3-person fake, right? Like, there's any person on this planet would be over the moon about a 3-man fake.
Yeah, that was definitely the goal of this series tonight. Hilarious to see that. Maybe a bit of miscommunication on the side of Astro, but a very good play from Lights Out, who is joining us in the call. Congrats on that 3-0 sweep, Lights Out. How you guys
Thank
feeling?
you. I mean, it feels really good.
Yeah.
So
We were talking about that
yeah,
fake, I believe, where you got flicks, kind of almost got the whole roster there. What was going through your mind to kind of go for the fake, and then once you saw him just kind of all completely clear out the net for you?
I mean, I just when I was coming in to hit the ball, is more of thinking it's right in front of net. You know, they're definitely jumping. So if I just fake, it's free cheese. You know, and it worked thanks to I think Yubo took flicks like into their corner.
yes, Yubo. We watched it back on the replay. Yubo took flicks out of the play entirely.
So that was a big help, but I did definitely get them.
How'd you guys feel getting, getting the goal in game two once you kind of realized as the time wound down? How'd you guys feel about like, oh my god, we beat Astros?
But Daniel had a really good play um, to end it for sure. They did take us into overtime, so I mean they were definitely holding weight. They made it tough, but once we got that last goal, I mean it was it was very relieving. Let's put it that way because they really fought.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did put up a pretty good fight all the way until the end, as it was one goal games for the first two matches. Uh, I don't know how many more questions I have. Kiptero, do you have any more questions for the one and only Lights Out?
Definitely seemed like a defensive series kind of from both sides. Was that, I guess, part of your guys' game plan to focus up more defensively, or do you think it was more so just trying to get a feel of Astro for the first few games and see what they're going with, and then once you see that they're not really pushing up too much, you guys can perhaps get a bit more aggressive and get those goals in? Or what was the game plan like?
I think I think it's a little bit of that. Um, I think also we're kind of just kind of adjusting to us three playing. You know, getting used to us three and kind of getting in that feel. As the games went on, they definitely started to feel more like uh, not easy, but more smooth. There it is.
Yeah.
That's a
It
pretty
definitely
solid
seemed
answer.
like teams, at least you guys, started feeling a bit more comfortable. You had a hat trick there in game 3. Definitely good pop
Yeah.
off there. Well, I think that is all the questions I have as well. Thank you for joining us in the booth, Lights Out. It's a good series from you guys. Glad to see you take the dub. Pretty a good sweep. Always good for the points. Week 1, Well, good luck in week 2. But that's all I got. Zyrek, do you want to take us out?
Absolutely. Lights Out. Thank you for joining us in the booth today. And everybody watching, thank you all for joining us as well. This has been a wonderful match, not only to watch, but also to cast. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care. And remember, keep it quick.